This is a deep dive of PostHog so you can stop guessing why your users are dropping from your app or clicking away in frustration. It's an all in one product analytics suite that completely changes how you track user behavior. By the end of this video, you'll know how to configure automated element tracking, build conversation pipelines, and jump directly from drop off charts straight into exact screen recording of what user does before dropping out. So let's set up our account. Head over to posthog.com and click on Get Started for Free button. Here you need to pick your cloud region. Pick either US or Europe depending on the location that you are based in. One massive benefit for developers and startup founder is free tier. PostHog gives you 1 million events and 5,000 session recordings completely free every single month. That is more than enough to handle early production traffic. So go right ahead, either use your Google account or your email to sign in. Next up, you need to create a new organization where you'll be just giving your name, organization name, and your role. Click on the create organization option and your organization will be up and running. Next up, it will ask you the goal that you're using the PostHog product for, and we are going to be using it to understand how user behaves. So click on that button right here and you can see all the products related to that specific category, which is product analysis, session replace, web analysis, etc. So we are going to start off with product analysis. Click on this go button and now this is the real deal. This is the setup which you have to do in your code base. You can either use this wizard setup or you can choose the need to set up manually button and add in the code manually. But I would recommend you to use this npx library. Just make sure that whatever language that you've used to make your project is supported in here. Just copy this and then open up your code base. So here in my VS Code, I already have a project opened up which is an admin panel. And now I'm just going to open up a terminal by clicking on this three dots button, terminal, new terminal, and paste that npx command. It's pretty simple, just right click and your command will be pasted, hit enter and the library will be installed. What this does is that the wizard detects your framework, install the right SDK, configure your environment variables and set up PostHog into your code base. As soon as it's installed, you can see that it has detected the framework as well as the program to integrate, which is PostHog integration. Now I'm going to click on continue, and if you see that your framework selected is not correct, then you can go to the change framework option and change the framework according to what framework your project is based on. Now click on continue and it will ask you to log into your PostHog account. Here you need to select, it will automatically select your organization and the project. All you need to do is authorize PostHog wizard. Back in your terminal, the wizard agent will be writing your PostHog setup with events and actions to capture. So give it a couple of minutes and then we can go right ahead understanding how to actually read the data or how to navigate through the PostHog dashboard. So as soon as all of that is finished, it will ask whether or not you want to install PostHog MCP. Basically, MCP is a middleman that connects your data to an outside tool. Using this PostHog MCP, you'll be able to talk to your data. So in case you want to do that, click on this install MCP option and then you can choose the Visual Studio Code MCP because that's where I'm using my PostHog right now and that's where my code base is. In case you have cursor, you can choose the cursor option or Claude option as well. Up next, it will ask whether or not you want Slack notification. I don't want it, so I'm just going to skip it, and that's it. We have successfully installed PostHog and set it up in our code base. Now it's time to run this application locally. I'm just going to use the command which is npm run dev, and as you can see our local server has been started. Now that the code base is configured, let's understand how tracking works inside PostHog. So this platform uses an internal system called auto capture. Unlike old school tools where you have to manually code tracking lines for where every single button, link, and form input is PostHog monitors every DOM click and CSS class change automatically out of the box. However, raw data can get messy. If you have 10 different sign-up across your app, you don't want to analyze 10 different separate CSS selector. That's where the actions come in. So let me show you how we can build an action together. Click on data in your dashboard, scroll down under schemas, you'll see actions. Now choose the new action option and we can group up all those separate sign up button element under a single semantic definition called clicked sign up button. So here you have to group the actions either according to the page view, specify the URL, filters, and add the match group. In case you're using your sign up form, click on the auto capture and then you have to select this element by specifying either the element text or the target link, HTML selector, or even the page URL. Once you fill in all these details, then you can add that specific match group into your action. Like if you scroll down, you'll see all the events that are grouped under auto capture. Like you have submitted a form, a sign in, button click, etc. etc. So that's how you create actions. And once a clean action is built, we can unlock the true power of product analytics by conversation funnel. So let's build a classic conversion pipeline. Click on Insights or just search for Insight. Click on this new funnel insight and you need to now add different steps. Step 1 is landing on the home page, which is the default step that has been added. Now step 2 is clicking a new defined sign up page. So click on step 2, click on this add step button which will add up the next step, and in your page view you're going to search for sign in and it will pop up an auto capture event. Just select that, so that will now auto capture the user clicking on any newly defined sign up action. And the third step is hitting the final success screen. So again, add a step, search for login or whatever your success looks like, because mine is just login or sign up once the form has been filled. So I'm just going to use this suggested step, which is page view event, and that's about it. That's my funnel. Now look at this chart. You can see the exact breakdown percentage of people who have failed to jump from one step to another till the end. Instead of wondering why they give up on the final step, let's use PostHog's most powerful integration to see what happened with our own eyes. Now, in our insight, if you check out this insight, there's a person who followed all these steps. If you click on that person, then it will load up the results, and here's where you can view the recording of that person as well. So click on view recording and it will play the exact screen capture of your user using your website. And if you play it, it will show you the exact things, and you can skip from one section to another, which highlights the funnel that we just built. Like here it clicked on the button that said copy error info, etc, etc. So you can view all the screen recording in full screen and you'll understand exactly what's happening with your customers and why are they dropping off. Now for better understanding, you can even turn on either the heat map or the activity of the user, which will show you exactly what's happening when with the timestamp, so you can navigate to exact timestamp as well. See this, these are all the events that were taken by our viewer. Now once you find a bug or decide to optimize your user flow, you shouldn't just put changes to 100% of your audience all at once. That's where feature flags come into play. In your search bar, search for feature flag, and inside the feature flags panel, you can deploy a new UI variant and set it to roll out to a tiny group. Say let's only 10% of your power user, because your flags and your analytics live in the same exact platform. PostHog will automatically break down your funnel chart by status flag. This lets you see if version B actually improves the conversation compared to version A before making a full product launch. To create a new flag feature, it's pretty easy. Just head to flag features, click on this create new flag button. You can then choose the percent rollout option or targeted multivariant or targeted release. So basically percentage rollout will roll out your newer variant to certain percentage of your viewer. Targeted release will let you select the specific group that you want to roll out to, and targeted multivariant will let you test out different variants on different group of people. So choose one accordingly, or you can even start from scratch. I'll choose the target percentage rollout. You need to add in all the data, the percentage of viewers that it should roll out to, and just save the feature. Now let's talk about the privacy of this platform. PostHog make data masking simple. In your project setting under session replay, you can turn on global element masking, or you can append a simple CSS class directly into any input field in your HTML code. This tells the screen recording engine to completely block out those input values on the client side, keeping your internal customer data safe. So, take your key funnel, your weekly active user trend graphs, and rage click playlist, pin them into a single master team dashboard, and this gives you an entire engineering and product team a real-time health indicator of your app's performance. Comment below if you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.